Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to some more Race of Champions highlights. This is from the quarterfinals. We've got Mystic in the Haas, representing America, and the New Zealander in the Williams, that's Murph. And he makes a little error there. Treacherous conditions here in Spa. And having lost the rear once, he goes a bit wide at that corner through Pouon, a massive drift, which unfortunately for him resulted in contact with the wall. And that would be all she wrote in this first matchup. This Williams here is now Mystic, and at Silverstone he just drove away, a commanding victory for him to move on to the semi-finals 2-0 over Murph. Now we have another Williams, this time it's me, and I've got the Red Bull to worry about of HSV, so this is Australia versus Australia in this second matchup of the quarterfinals in Brazil. Small corner cut from HSV, that wasn't really too bad. We went to the outside, heading into the second sector. Tried to outbrake him, had to leave some space, and he would come through on the inside to maintain that lead. I had a couple more sniffs up the inside, nothing doing there. Of course, more traction for the guy on the outside. Now for some straight line speed, he defends to the inside, I go to the outside towards turn 1. This was a very difficult move to make. Could I do it? Not quite. In fact, there was a little bit of lag going on. So he recognised that and waited up. Very sporting of him. I tried the same move the next lap. Well, my nose was in front, and then we've gone for the over and under. Can we get around the outside of the centre S? Oh, very tricky. Now we're on the curb. We're going to get the DRS though. We were the car behind at the detection point. This is all very close. Two very evenly matched cars here. Down the inside, oh my goodness. Serious lag going on there. And of course, we can't make the move. We have to let him back through for that. One corner left with the braking zone. Yeah, some really strange lag going on here. When he brakes, his car is just stopping dead on the track in front of me. So we decided to rerun that due to massive lag. And I think the spectator Murph could also see that on his screen. That had unfortunately continued for the rest of our series. But we tried, and I went down the inside this time into, I think it's called Junchow. Could be wrong. Either way, he hangs it around the outside. And trying this move for the third time, can I finally make it stick? Big lock-up from the Red Bull, not happening. You might ask how this wasn't the battle of the round with all the action going on. You'll see why later. There was a far less carnage-filled battle between two gentlemen, and that ultimately won it. We got through there, but having hit him slightly with some lag, I decided to wait up. He comes through on the inside this time. Bit of a lock-up, can I get the traction out of the corner? The answer is yes, get my nose in front as well. And in the end he ends up in the wall, so further lag evidenced there. We move on to Baku, and I forced really wide there, thankfully. There's no damage on in this competition. And he's still on my left though, so I've got to watch out, leave some space. But we are through at this stage. However, out of nowhere he comes through. I made a little error on the exit of the castle section. Now following through this very dangerous corner, he smacks the wall and we just get glued together there. That was very unfortunate. Once again he waits up in a very sporting gesture, but this lag is really ruining the competition between us. He makes a little error at turn 1, that's enough for me to come through to take the lead. This would mean I'm going to go through 2-0 at this stage, but this is the final straight, and look at the closing speed. Nothing I can do here. It looks like even if I cover off to the inside, yeah, nothing I could do. He was in front at that stage anyway if there wasn't contact, and I go into tumble dry mode. So we head to Germany for a decider. Once again that lag rears its ugly head. Doesn't slow me down too much though, and I get my Ferrari around the outside of the Mercedes down towards the hairpin. Now I have the inside. Oh, I've gone a bit deep under brakes there. He could make the over and under work. Let's see what traction he gets out here. Yeah, the Mercedes drawing alongside. This is another classic battle track. Great for this sort of competition. I hold the inside. Got to leave some space though. You can see his front wing. Great move by him. Now I should have the preferred line around here, going a bit faster through the corner. And yeah, I have that lead. And in fact, that would be it. I would move on 2-1. Now we have footage here from the main event, who is an American taking on the Australian of Kart Dude. Further rain though, and Germany once again. Around the outside he tries. Can he quite make it? No. both cars going a bit deep, and in fact the over and under did not work at all for the Mercedes. The Manor stays in front. The Mercedes would not give up in the main event, pushing very hard, in fact just tapping the diffuser there of Kart Dude, but there was no way through, and Kart Dude would take that first round. They then moved to Suzuka, and from the pole, Kart Dude maintained his lead. He would have to sweep around the outside at turn 1 though. He did manage that and would not look back. He would progress 2-0. Now we come to the battle of the round. There's a featured video on this, already up yesterday. This is the battle, of course, between the Romanian Rafa and the British Zenith. Fantastic battle despite it not going to the third round. Firstly, here in Mexico, multiple passes on the first lap. The first one there from the Mercedes, but that Mercedes would go wide and present Zenith with an opportunity around the outside into the stadium section in that Haas. Further battling on the main straight, outbraking around the outside. Fantastic action here. Rafa very quick through that middle sector, and he would make another pass going into the stadium this time around the outside. Lovely sweeping manoeuvre. But ultimately it would be the low downforce that Zenith was running, commanding through here, and victory in the first of the best of 3 series would go to the British driver. They then progressed to Barcelona. Of course, Rafa needed victory to stay alive. There was some side-by-side action on the first lap, but ultimately the Toro Rosso of Zenith would hold the lead, and despite a couple of hairy moments for both drivers, including this one here on the final lap, Zenith would remain in front and qualify himself for the semi-finals. So there are the quarter-final scorelines. I've been Jacko. See you next time.